well and truly ready to get into match 5. Thank you all for bearing with us in terms of our seismology reports, Alpha on the Shelf reports, and fortunately our reports of match 5 can now begin.
Oh, and guess what? A little bit of spice in the lobby. Xenox, we've got a catalyst. So instead of a fuse that we've seen, we did see saw some action, saw some knuckle clusters even getting downs earlier from SRY. Yanleys has flexed his fuse into a catalyst for Storm Point.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously have not seen this one yet, me being only fresh into the split back, last week it was. Jeez, it's a long 2 weeks when you're doing these kind of days, not gonna lie. But either way, match number 5 we go. Our second last for today, and we head over towards the southwestern side of the map. Obviously, we saw it was it Daewoo United? Yeah, it was Daewoo United and Emmanuel. But again, really now the last 2-3 maps, two, 3 matches in a row have actually continued to just sort of play neck and neck to each other. We're still at the end of World's Edge. Well, it's going to happen again, Gino. It is going to happen once again. We're heading down towards Barometer Cenote Cave for this match 5.
All right, bit of a change up for once. That's nice. These Cenote Caves, they give us some really fun zones, actually. There's so many, all those big pillars and the natural sort of rock formations to play around down there. I think... Well, let me just check the prod feed here. So yeah, we're looking at the IMC where we've been getting a lot of these southern circles ending up around where MDY are. Is that the same? Yeah. Anyway, okay. Look, there's the circle. That's what I want to talk about. Now you can see that there's a Loba ult down there with Emmanuel. They're right down near the gravity cannon and the market down just the sort of southeast of Cenote Caves. And that's what's looking good, I think, for this zone, Xenox. So it's probably going to keep going down towards there. Definitely some teams going to be posting up in Barometer. RTL's already made their way over there from Shipfall. Daewoo, who landed Barometer there as well. And yeah, made their way down, I guess, into the death boxes because they're now a lot shorter than they were about 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, so Daewoo United will just collect a pretty easy kills. In fact, it's Kissans who got all 3 kills, Gino. So the Earthquake not bothering him at all, apparently. MDY also have been taking an early fight themselves. So for this match number 5 performance, and yeah, that's 20th guaranteed out in 19th. I feel like they've gone out more in 19th tonight than 20th, so not quite living up to their name. That one just to the outskirts of Fish Farms, and big fight win for MDY. But yeah, obviously for Daewoo United, good little start, pick up the 3 kills, and in their quest to finish in top spot. By pushing down to the south of Barometer, though, Buriram have actually just sort of snuck their way in, as we can see on the map if we show it. Obviously, a lot of teams up towards the north, which means that there is still a lot of room down here for the foreseeable future. At least for the next minute or 2, there is a lot of space.
Yeah, round 1 still closing, so, still expecting some of those rotations to come in for the teams who got, the short end of the straw, I suppose, with such an extreme circle so close to the edge of the map, you could say, right? Now, Homagird, he didn't have too far to make over from Jurassic Park, and they're going to set up in this tunnel. Nice little place to be. You can close the doors. They can't get blown off. And that makes a lot of Watson's abilities even better at holding this.
United 6th coming into this game. 2 points behind Daewoo United in 3rd. Both will be basically neighbours for a little bit here. And well, with the Loba Black Market, I've been seeing that quite a bit in this particular lobby, and it remains true right until the end. 505 still with Mexus and their Loba as well will probably benefit a little bit more from this. The more northern side of Barometer, they've got themselves Popcorn as well, just to their north side. Good. And around this location, ADL making their way into Cenote Caves as well, and south of them is PK. So obviously, again, ADL, they need the points, Gino. They need to get above T4. 2 games to do it. Again, to sort of keep in mind, T4 making their way just past Jurassic Park at the moment. Apac already with purple armor. Dream by a triple purple already. It's a dream start for them, man. Esports close by, though, and they've got double purple.
Let's go. Roy with the Kobe smoke there. It's one way to get your Evo up. Chucking that one on over to Ant. As, yeah, look, they're pretty happy chilling there, to be honest. They can stick there for a while. Again, don't have the Valcult, right? So they need to be looking for these fights, need to be at a position where they can walk into the circle eventually, and they will be able to do that. Team up and near them, though, so that's an issue. That's a worry, because, you know, if Dreamfire is sending this, you know that Team Up could potentially do that. That said, I'm just so them being the edge team, and to be fair, they are playing on the edge at the moment, Xenox, even though they do have zone information, but they do still they are still playing that Watson composition, so it is a little bit harder than usual for them to just pop in with, you know, black hole, chuck the Horizon ults up, and get going, but nevertheless, still an issue.
Such an intriguing day today from ADL Wolves. I just find their early performances. So this is a little snapshot just while we got some time. 14th, 18th, 18th, 19th. That was their first 4 matches today. And then following that, first with 14 kills. So it wasn't just a win. It was a big win, you know. And then second with 4 kills. Following it up, then coming into this lobby, they had a second straight away with 4 kills. Now, since then, though, it's been a little bit more quiet. 11th, 16th. So they've just kind of quieted down as the day has gone on. Then 16th with 2 kills. So they had this really big spurt to close out Series 1 to then start Series 2. They need to find that energy once again, though, in these last 2 matches. And if they do, their peak, their best at what we've seen today might just be enough to get over T4.
Yeah, it's a big ask, isn't it? And T4, as we said earlier in the day when we had that look at them in the scouting report, you know, they've had some solid results. They've had some wins that you know, sort of put them towards the middle of the lobby, sometimes even higher than that, which is pretty wild considering they have some unknown names and they haven't really had as much experience in some of the pro league as most of these other teams so far. MDY looking at Stinky B over here. Stinky B always, I don't know, Stinky fighting around antenna. Of course, it's where they land, but sometimes it just feels like they never leave, Xenox.
Yeah. Both going to have to leave at this point because that zone is pushing in soon enough, 2 minutes or so, and then they're basically forced out of it. Sneaky B back into the zone actually at the moment, just trying to get some good position here, being forced into it basically by MDY. Still triple purple and full. It's Stinky B that are really looking like they're on the back foot here. They're on the ropes, and it might only take one more plunge here from MDY to knock them out. Odex is just trying to stay alive. He's the only one that's really close to being taken down. He's got the way to pop that shield back. Yuling finds the last remaining player. Yuling gets them all. He's got 4. And it's Stinky B eliminated in 18th.
And with their Bloodhound going down, Bangalore's on both sides of that fight. They just couldn't do anything, Xenox. They didn't have enough digi threats, and they couldn't see through the smokes. They were at a distinct disadvantage there. And MDY really got the better of them at that time. Interesting how that plays out with those guys. Okay, it continues to pull towards Cenote Caves here. So I guess this, or is there a chance it goes down towards that building? Maybe not. Maybe this could just be like dead center in Cenote Caves, in between sort of the different clusters of buildings that you can see, and PK, Adal Wolves all sitting down in there.
I didn't quite get your analytical skills on the circle and the zone for this particular game.
Deep Cenote Cave. Actually, I may have said towards Emmanuel at the start, actually, so I don't know. Let's go back and check the VOD.
And esports, they've got themselves a noisy neighbor in Truth Esports. It's towards the northwestern side of this position. Just north of them is Team Mop as well, who just continue to find a way to maintain that sort of top position. Second at the moment coming into this game. They've been able to do a good job of being quite consistent today. Things do slow down momentarily. There are still, of course, a lot of teams around Barometer that, while they don't have to move right now, they will have to find their way out into the next circle, and what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 teams roughly in Barometer at the moment. That's not including any of the teams north outside of both of these POIs that also need to make their way down south. So it's not going to really happen in the next minute or so, but probably 2-3 minutes time it will all kick off.
A lot of cover though in Cenote Caves, it has to be said. So we could get you know, even more compression than usual, Xenox, if teams can find their spots, especially with enough Bangalores and whatnot in the lobby to just continuously provide that cover if they can't find the hard variety. I mean, I guess that's another reason why we should almost expect Bowling to be popping off as we see DNZ chase down the remnants of T4, S10, the last one alive there. Is that they have Bolin, right? Like literally one of the best performing players of Rally. It's been just wild, sort of the start of this season, seeing it feels like almost he alone should be able to carry this team to at least a respectable standard.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they haven't sort of got there so far has been quite a surprise, at the very least to me.
10 squads left. 40 seconds until that zone starts moving in once again. Cenote Caves is going to be that central point right on top of ADL. So you got a couple more teams that are around that. Hermigo being wild. They're gone. Well, they've just been popped out of the game. They're gone. Living up to their name. Olios able to just stay alive. Obviously, it's probably not going to be a safe haven moment for them because ADL Wolves might sense that they can just push on this and capitalize. They do. They clear that out. They have both buildings now. They've basically got double god spot for the ADL Wolves, provided they don't get dropped on. Moist Esports had an opportunity to do so, but they've gone past them into the cave system. And obviously you've got 505 that can kind of look at this, get a bit of intel and information, but can't push out just yet.
Yeah, obviously it's not going to end over that that place that they have managed to take off Hermigo's hands, but it is still a very good staging ground from Cenote Caves. They don't have the Watson though, I guess, which means they can't fortify it quite as much, but they're certainly benefiting from all the other fights that are happening around them with that Loba.
Bit of pressure here onto Team Mop. Obviously trying to occupy that building that ADL Wolves cleared out once. They may look to try and clear it out again, but I don't think that they will. Only really push into it when they knew that it was just really a solo in there that was, you know, struggling to kind of just stay alive. The remnants of a fight that had already taken place. That was really the best time to push in. You wouldn't want to push over now and force a full-blown 3v3 at this point of the game. ADL will just bunker down. Team Mop will also now just bunker down. They were looking to see what they can find, pushing into Cenote Caves themselves, and then while to the south of them, I just feel a little bit aggrieved with the way that these circles have shifted probably away from a position that they thought may have been good. Jack Q. Oh, he's got to be careful peeking out.
Oh, man.
On the ridge there on that balcony, and he gets forced back.
Yeah. Oh, they break a bunch of shields, but his gets done in response, and now MDY are looking back at them. Beast of the Hunt has been popped, so those scans, the Eye of the Allfather, will be coming out on repeat here from Yuling. BR, you have to be careful about this. They managed to dodge the black hole for now. War zone closes, pushes them in even closer together, but they still do have the high ground here to set up on if they wish.
Just doesn't feel like this is going to end well for Buriram. They really cannot afford another game where they just don't really get that many points. Only 13 kills. It's the lowest amount of kills for a team in the top 7 at the moment, with 2 matches remaining. And they, once again, they've got no kills in this game either. There's a team obviously directly below them, but just can't find the space, the avenue to take this fight. MDY are actually pushing out first, and they're actually looking to take this fight now with Buriram United. They already have 6 kills to their name. They've shown their proficiency. Buram just look a little bit shaken. They look very defensive-minded.
Just waiting to pull the trigger, though, Xenox. This is a tricky fight for them to pull out, isn't it? They don't have a crypto, right? So that means they a lot of these aggressive teams are using that. As we see a bit of a picture of the ring here. It's going to be very, very center in Cenote Caves. And now here we go. MDY are going to pull in. Losing a lot of armor quickly. Doing everything they can. The Bangalore is going to pop off the side. That's all that's left. And unfortunately, I think BRU, with almost full health on all 3 members here, are going to be able to clean this up with ease.
No party though. 505 making their way over. They're just shooting at anything that's basically moving. Got gaps knocked. Same with Lala Bang. No ease at all there for Buram. In fact, so much so, they went out earlier than MDY despite winning that fight with ease. Apparently, Gina, that was just turned on their head. 505 cleaned them both up and will collect 4 points from that. They got 4 kills from that.
That was incredible. They had about 600 600 total health on that team when 505 pulled up to that fight. That's how quickly that turned around.
Yeah, crazy. Good timing though from 505. They obviously knew that those two were battling on the bridge over to SRY though. Yan Lee's, well, I tell you what, that almost has worked out really well with a bit of help from Vanilla Sense. Asia goes down and will be flushed as well. Still a bit more to do. Never mind. And when, well, will fall 11th. That was probably one of the quieter games that we've had so far. Even then, I think they've done enough in the earlier 4 matches to obviously get the aforementioned points that they needed. Vanilla Sense has been knocked, and I don't think Ellie's will be able to survive for long, no. SRY are gone in 10th.
Yeah, Dewa was set up ahead of them there. It was a little bit too tough for SRY to get back into that. Didn't know one of Catalyst's ability was to, like, you know, do a Hadouken and throw out a fireball there. But I don't know, she punched, and then suddenly the legend in front of her was dead. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, see how that one goes. Dewa going to be playing from that spot down south. Dreamfire. Pete gets the most ridiculous amount of damage you've ever seen out of an EMP. And now they're looking to capitalize on top of that, taking out Pylon as well. Dreamfire. They want to take out... That's Moist below them, actually. But they retreat underneath. There's the secret cave. Actually, maybe it's Truth. It's hard to tell on the map. There's Truth there as well as Moist.
Here, well, there is a lot to be found. Dreamfire, Truth, they were actually just pushed in as well. He's popping a full-blown Phoenix kit here, and he needs to get it off as soon as possible. Hems is taking damage as well. Dreamfire, it's not looking good here as the day continues to go on. 7th coming into this game. They've got the 4 kills courtesy. Well, actually, I'm looking at Deo here for Dreamfire. They are just surrounded. Truth around the area. Ham's knocked down. Roy, yeah, Dreamfire just gone. That was rapid. Truth being the benefactors there the most. DNZ involved as well. There's going to be a couple of teams going down here in quick succession, Gino.
Yeah, DNZ trying to make the most of it. 505 wiped off the map. Moist are actually looking pretty good. And they're, yeah, as I said, they're playing that sort of underground area. You might not even know it, honestly. Cenote Caves just doesn't get that much airtime, I suppose. But it's kind of like the one that's over near Swamps in Kings Canyon. It's like, it's right underneath that house, and you often don't see it there. Like, I feel like I found it like many months into the game. So similar situation here, but Moist, they know their spots, and they're playing it beautifully. It's allowed them to get into the top 5. Dewa, meanwhile, they're really struggling. You can see they've just managed to punch Bastion back into the zone, but as it continues to close, there's probably not going to be space here to revive him. They're having to use his knockdown shield rather than anything else, and DNZ are on top of them, really hoping to finish off those, but Moist are kind of holding them both out.
Certainly are. 5 squads remaining. Moist believe throughout all of this, though, only 2 kills to their name so far, but obviously placement points will be quite large, and there's just that chance that they can really clean up. DNZ pushing into them. You got Dewa. That's going to be obviously looking to make their push as well at some point in the near future. While all of this has been happening, ADL and Team Malt have been fighting at that building that ADL had been holding out at as well. Empty, good spray with the car. Just falls back to their sort of bunker of fences. that they have established.
It feels like it's a bit of a rare circle. We haven't seen one of these Cenote Cave ones here in Apac South for quite some time, but Moist, they've studied up, they know how to play it, and it seems to be working out for them at the moment. Somehow Dewa did reset in that position with Moist across from them, with DNZ right above them, and they're back to their full 3. As you said, Team Op and ADL Wolves are still going at it in the building to the east side as well. There needs to be a resolution to that soon, with the final round closing in.
Yeah, that's going to be the resolution for them. It's just forced upon them. Because at this point, Team Mop and ADL Wolves have kind of just stalemated and honestly kind of waved a white flag. And I think they're just going to turn their attention to those DNZ, Moist, Dewa as well, potentially starting to feel the pressure here towards the end. Draga, never mind, there is no stalemate. It's Jakai that gets the knockdown onto Draga. So ADL are losing that battle. They lose out entirely. 5th place. The ADL Wolves, who need all the points they can to overtake T4. They will gain points though in this one. Look at the nades. Look at the utility expended, thrown on top of Dewa, and still they survive. Still they can move forward. Pricey, can he get revived? I think he's just leading with the knockdown shield for Waltzy to use as cover. He's still playing a role for his team.
Dewa, they were the only ones who managed to get 3 members up, still alive. I don't know how they thrive in these situations, but they continue to do it. Moist were down to 2. As you said, Pricey was on the floor, and now with the 2 left, it's DNZ. The duo somehow have managed to come out on top in this. They've still got healthy shield. Can they finish off? Dewa, DNZ do it again. What a turnaround day from the squad, who is looking to come nowhere in day 5.
Back-to-back wins for DNZ. Clean back-to-back wins as well. They had 15 kills in the last game. Didn't quite see how many they had this game, Gino, but